number 1 ranked wrestler against the number 6 ranked Charles McTorry, who's having a good season this year. But this is the man.
Well,
right
good isn't good enough in this case, is it?
He had a 71-0 or whatever his record is at this point, and what a... I just can't say enough about what I've seen from Cael Sanderson here. In on a single leg attempt, McTorry coming back through. Crowd gets excited right away when this guy steps on the mat.
Cael Sanderson, as we've talked, is undefeated in his college career at Iowa State. He's only a sophomore and already has won 70-some matches against no defeats to a collegiate. And, whoa.
Looks like McTorry might have hurt something there.
Cael Sanderson always seems so at ease with himself. Here's the takedown.
Here's the takedown attempt. Comes in off. He gets as low for somebody in that weight class as I've seen, and that may have been where he hurt his leg right there. That maybe his left hamstring there.
No, I did not give him one.
No escape given there. I think that was mainly because McTorry didn't turn and face at the edge of the mat.
Good call, Jim. That's why McTorry is still down. The score is 2-0, and there was not an escape. Cael Sanderson on top. And now there is an escape, 1 for Charles McTorry, who's out of Nashville, Tennessee.
Yep, and you don't find many Tennessee wrestlers wrestling in college, Tennessee high school wrestlers, so this is a pretty good accomplishment for this young man to come from not a traditionally strong wrestling state and be out here ranked number 6 in the country. Like I said, a single leg attempt here. Great job of finishing, keeping the leg high, and works in for the far trip.
Cael Sanderson wrestling in front of his parents tonight, who are in town as they are very often to watch their 3 sons wrestle, but it's a special night tonight as Cody Sanderson, their senior son, is wrestling his last match on the Iowa State mat.
And I think McTorry, that first flurry might have, because it's way too early in this match.
Well, there's Debbie and Steve Sanderson, all the way from Utah, as they come often to watch their sons. One of the things we remind everyone of is the 2000 U.S. Olympic Team Trials for Wrestling at the Reunion Arena in Dallas, Texas, June 22nd to the 24th. You can call 1-800-725-2332 or look at the internet and get on the web at WrestlingTrials2000.com because there are some great seats left for a great event. The best wrestling in the United States as the final Olympic trials are held June 22nd to 24th at Reunion Arena. A lot of Iowa and Iowa State flavor in the Olympic trials.
You know, we were talking to Tim Newman before the meet, and he did mention that McTorry did have a little bit of a nerve problem in his neck coming into this, so he hasn't really had a full week of practice. Only had like two days of hard training and competition. So, but he was insistent on going out here and wrestling Sanderson, so you have to give him credit.
Down.
So this is an old injury here.
And it's probably one of those that, you know, you can't hurt anymore, it just hurts.
Yeah.
He's out for us here. 4-2 in favor of Sanderson. In on the leg.
And I tell you what I love watching Sanderson do is look at his feet. I mean, they're a constant motion. I mean, if you watch him when he's wrestling, he's just always moving his feet. He's just stalking, and he's getting the angles on his opponent. And
have you seen many? You know, he kind of reminds me of Dave Schultz in a way, and the way he looks when he's out there, because he just looks like he's
Schultz.
And he just looks like though. I'm loving this. He says, I'm loving this. And you're right. He's stalking his opponent.
Moves his feet real well, and you can see him getting up here. He wants his opponent to present himself, okay? Don't lay on your stomach, and that's why he's letting him go. And sometimes it's easier to take your opponent to their back from the takedown position here, and that's what.
3 of them. We've seen 3 takedowns and 3 escapes. 3 takedowns for Sanderson, 3 escapes for McTorry. Sanderson, of course, we mentioned Utah, from Heber City, Utah, Wasatch High School. He's one of the captains as well for the Iowa State Cyclones, and he just got his 4th takedown. Makes the score 8-3 in the first period in favor of the Cyclone, number 1 ranked undefeated wrestler.
And I tell you one other thing, Tim, that's unique about Cael Sanderson is he disguises his shot so well. You don't know whether he's coming with his right leg forward or his left leg forward.
You were showing me that earlier as we were looking at some film.
Watch him right now. He's got his right leg forward. He's going to switch it off and then go to the attack. And that's unbelievable it just frustrates guys who wrestle him. He's showing you the right leg, and then all of a sudden he makes the switch on you. He's right back in on a technique.
Wow, he's driving, he's looking, he's got 2 points for a takedown. Whoa.
He's off the mat. I believe the shoulders are off the mat, but look at him working back inside there. Ooh, that's tight. Woo!
Now he reverses the half.
Oh, out of time.
He's got 3.
And look at him, he's not breathing.
He's just saying that was kind of fun.
Yeah.
14-4 at the end of the first period. Now there was a stall warning in there in that flurry. Another warning, now one, because he got a warning for stalling, then he just gave McTorry another warning for not returning immediately to the center to start the second period. Here's the move.
Here's the technique. He drops in, goes low on the ankle, and he goes right into that cradle. You know he's probably been watching his teammate's technique, Joe Heskett, how effective he has been with the cradle. Got the nice power half in there. Now he's working him around. He's careful not to go out. He always knows where he is on the mat.
Here we are in the start in the second period. Jim, I think you insinuated, and I think we're seeing there's a big difference between the number 1 ranked wrestler in this weight class and number 6. Probably in number 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, you know.
I think there's a big difference between this number 1 ranked wrestler and the rest of the number 1 ranked wrestlers.
That's a strong statement. You heard it from Jim Gibbons, a number 1 ranked wrestler in his own when he wrestled for Iowa State. Cael Sanderson, 15-5, the second period, 1.5 minutes left over Charles McTorry from Nebraska. You know, what's really happening here is Cael Sanderson's got him on the run.
Yeah,
he's running.
And I think you feel a little bit for McTorry. I mean, here's wanted to wrestle the number 1 ranked wrestler and defending national champion. He is a little bit banged up there. He did have some neck problems going into this match, and it's not, you know, somebody who puts out 20-plus wins during a season here is not getting tired here 3-4 minutes into the match. I promise you that. He's just having a hard time probably dealing with the pain a little bit too.
Yeah, you're right. He's got a debilitating injury right here. It's just hurting.
It doesn't help with that front quarter Nelson being applied to it.
That's the 15 points right there. That's a 5-point victory. There's the Sanderson parents, and that's the end.
2 for takedown.
2 for stalling, 2 for takedown. That's why we got up to that 15.
Yeah, and I think that's probably
it was probably a mercy thing there by the referee, and the win for Cael Sanderson makes the score now